All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here with a MMA video for you guys. So for those of you MMA fans, okay, we're going to be talking about the techniques Jack Della Maddalena used to escape the wall or escape getting taken down by Bilal Muhammad in this last UFC event, okay, for the welterweight title. As always, before we get into it, if you guys can like and subscribe to support our channel, it would be much appreciated. But let's get into it. Okay, so one thing, let me just share with you guys, unless you're familiar, right? The typical approach. So back in the day, like let's just say Khabib's era, right? The most common approach when you get pinned to the cage. So like let's just say Nate shoots a right shoulder shot, boom, right? The typical thing you saw was people get into a split squat to get an underhook, and once they get the underhook, they're using that to hike their partner's upper body up, and then they're going to almost do like a hip escape off the wall. So they're going to rotate, hip escape, and then split squat the other direction to redirect and then pin their partner to the wall. I think for years that was the base kind of approach to escaping getting pinned off the wall. But what happened with the guys from Dagestan and Eastern Europe, okay, is with that underhook approach, like especially guys like Khabib and Islam. So if I shoot and pin Nate and he goes to that split squat with an underhook, right? These guys were going, okay, knee in the middle, and then it opened up opportunities for the big lifts here, the lifts and the trips, or the step arounds here, the leg hooks, okay, all from just pummeling. So over time, that response wasn't as effective against those types of wrestlers. But now what you're starting to see with the evolution is people are changing the approach a bit. And specifically what JDM was using without Nate is same thing. When you get pinned, you're still going to get in that split squat. But instead of trying to look for an underhook, you're actually going to bring the arm across and look for an arm drag grip. Okay? So Nate shoots a right shoulder shot here. He pins. Okay, now from here, right? I take that split squat. If I have an overhook, what you're seeing is same approach, but instead of getting the underhook to hike your partner up, okay, you saw them rotating, or like Jack was using a rotation back to this side to then get an arm drag grip here. Okay, now from here, this is gonna elicit two responses. Either Nate's gonna go to my back, but if he goes to my back, I have the drag and I have my way out, okay? Or he's gonna lean on me, he's gonna go switch his head to the inside and try to lean on me to keep me pinned, right? This is where you saw situations, right, where maybe he attacked like the hip toss to bump Bilal off the wall, okay? But it's all off that split squat. So instead of getting underhooks and trying to rotate off, you're just getting the arm drag grip. So let's take another angle. If Nate takes a left shoulder shot, here, boom, okay, drop my weight, get the arm drag grip right here. Again, just keeping this grip and using however the opponent looks to transition to your advantage. So if Nate continues to lower his level to try to lock the legs, I drop my knee with him so he can't lock his hands. Okay, now as he builds up, okay, I ride that off, and then now we're off the wall here. Let's look at that one again. Okay, split squat. Okay, but instead of looking to fish for underhooks, I just stay in the split squat and I look for the arm drag grip. Again, my opponent goes to lower and lock the hands like Bilal does. Okay, he was just dropping his knee to the mat, okay, to make it hard to get under the butt, and then you're back up. When they pop up, you rotate off. If Nate reacts by switching his head to the inside, okay, here, once again, you can start inching off the wall, okay, and you're back into space. So very simple approach. I think it's kind of the new wave for using the wall. So instead of, again, pummeling underhooks, nothing wrong with it. But once again, okay, I think the openings with the old school approach is when you get here, there's a moment where you're potentially square. And this is where these guys are locking up the single leg, or they're going knee in the middle with the single leg right here. And then big knee in the middle, big lift from here. Okay, so taking that split squat. So basically you want to rotate away from the head and lower your level as your opponent tries to lock the hands here. Okay, I'll show it from this angle just So if you guys can imagine the walls behind me, okay? Left foot forward. Nate shoots a right shoulder shot. Bang, here, right? I want to rotate away from the head. So as I switch to this side, again, imagine the walls here, okay? I'm pivoting and I'm getting into this position. When he goes to lower to lock his hands underneath my butt, I drop my knee here, okay? It makes it hard for Nate to lock the hands under the butt. And then as he rises, okay, scooting off the wall here. If it were a left shoulder shot, boom, I drop, my head's already rotated away from Nate's head. So once again, okay, I can just drag, or if he tries to squat and lower, I drop my knee again so he can't lock the hands around my butt. And as he rises, drag across. Okay, and of course, in situations where the opponent was looking to switch the head, right? That opens up opportunities for little hip tosses or foot sweeps just to get your partner away from you and create separation. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that little detail. We're gonna start dropping a little bit more MMA content for you guys. Again, just little breakdowns on stuff you see in the fights. That way you guys can just appreciate the technique as we all do as martial artists. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and please leave us a comment of anything you guys would like to see us do better or just any content you want to see in the future. All right, guys, thank you.